Hope all is well. Welcome to another Living Well is a Lifestyle vlog with Dr. Eve, where we talk about all things living well from the soil up. You guys, it has been one heck of a last week. I know I haven't done many videos since last week because I have just really just been hands on in this here garden. So I want to talk to you a little bit about a couple of things that every morning I come out and I do some audits in the garden, and the purpose for the audits is so that I can get a handle on what's happening, what needs to be done, and what priorities I need to have for an effective functional garden, right? That operates seamlessly. Will there be work always? Sure, there'll be little work always, but I want to make it so seamless that that I can enjoy it. Right? That is so important. I'm in retirement, contract only, and so it's important that I have that time, not just to enjoy the garden, but to get away from the garden as well. By get away, I mean take a vacation, take a drive, do some things other things that are also a part of living well. And so we're going to just go on a little garden tour, and we're going to talk about some of the processes that I have implemented in place so that it's user friendly, easier access to my HVAC system. How are the vines doing? What's happening in the garden? What's been planted? What's next? What needs to be done, etc., etc. So we're gonna start on this path here because I'm telling you, the garden is actually booming, and it is booming nicely. We're always going to start with our patio garden, right? Our patio garden right here is our greens that are still in place. We still have lots and lots of kale. We're going to be pulling out some of the ones that are flowering, the things that I let go to seed. We're going to be pulling those out this today actually to make room because they also have mustard greens inside the bag. So in the bags, what I typically do is I will have a crop in there, but I will also have a crop coming up behind it, like a succession crop. Like if you see here, this is a Brussels sprout, right? It's still cold here too, by the way, y'all. I have a jacket on. It's cool today. It was warm, 90 something day before, but it's cool today. But then I also had these mustard greens and more kale that was coming up behind it in seed. So there will be plants coming out and plants still in the bags, and we're going to be fertilizing those so that they can continue to grow because most of these bags have double, if not triple, crops in them. So that's one of the beauties of growing is that you can grow more than one crop in a bag, and I have had a lot of success in that over the winter, and now working through that going to be working through that over the spring and summer. So here again, these are crops that are going to be coming out. But let me go back here and show y'all this here. This is my work area. We're working on going to be working on putting in our basil because basil is a number one summer crop for me because it prepares me for the winter, prepares my bags so that I can succession plant. This is a part, basil is a big, big deal for me. Well, y'all look at this raspberry here. This raspberry is literally so many raspberries. So it's his second year here in this pot, but this is really a beautiful, 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 beautiful raspberry. I bought two more. They're not looking so good, but we're going to be working on these particular plants today. We have a blueberry here that needs to be potted up. These need to be potted up. And we have three patios that we're going to put in some pots. We have some lemongrass that we're going to be putting in place, and we have some other crops back here that we are going to be putting in place as well. I decided that I can't go shopping for any more plants until I'm finished with all of these because I have a propensity to go get more and I need to finish with I have a lot of Thai basil and peppers to put in. That's what this is, and my cherry tomatoes. Thai basil, peppers, 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 Thai basil, and basil. My garden loves red cabbage, so we're doing a lot of red cabbage this year. We do have some broccoli that is growing as well. So let me take you back out here um, to this area. Oh, look at this blueberry. So we passed by this blueberry. We're going to come right back to it, though, because I need y'all to see all them blueberries up there. Y'all, this is growing in a little pot, but we're going to be taking this blueberry out of this pot, giving it some fertilizer and all the good things. And this one is doing well. These are two different types of blueberries, but they're both thriving well together. They said blueberries always need a companion, and I agree because the ones that have companions are all doing very, very well. We have some shishito peppers that we're going to be putting in that grew from seed as well. They finally made it to a stage where I can put them in, out pot them. All right, so what's happening here is we need to fertilize these strawberries. They look bad. Um, they need some water. This one looks good. Um, but these are the grapevines, y'all. Let's look at these grapevines as we go up here. They did exactly what I wanted them to do. They have grapes this year. Look at that. There are so many grapes on this grapevine. I'm so proud of their progress because they are wrapping themselves around this fence, which is why I put it here to so that they would have a support system as they grew up onto the arbor. So the grapes are doing absolutely wonderful. Lots and lots and lots of concords, lots and lots of grapes are growing here, and they're growing up beautifully up onto these vines just as I imagined. This is a muscadine growing in with them, and it is everywhere. It also has lots and lots of grapes. So I just have to every day just make sure that I'm taking them out of the walkway and making sure that they are being guided up this particular this fence line so that they can grow upward up onto these vines. That is the goal. They are in their permanent home, which they are in the ground. They just have a pot that's around them so that I can avoid the weeds because I put cloth down for maintenance, and so I planted just circled out and put them in the ground. So this is another one. Up we go, up we go. It's doing very, 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 very well. So I fertilized this. I fertilized the blueberries over here, and as you can see, they are abundant. When I tell you this bed is abundant, I seen Mr. Frog in here yesterday and bedded down inside one of the plants. That's okay. They live here. Again, these are more greens that we're going to be taking up because they are at seed. I want to just wait actually for some of them to give me seeds first, and they're starting to seed out. So we're holding off for those for a while. This is another little garden that I did a makeover on, which I'm really pleased with. Let's go back through here. Look at this snapdragon. This snapdragon is absolutely beautiful. I put it in a pot. It's beautiful. We have snapdragons all over the garden, and they are seemingly to do well. I've found a place where I can put them so that they can thrive throughout the summer, hopefully in a shaded spot. We've got lots of shade here on the property now, so I'm excited about that. This is my mandarin orange that came back. It is absolutely gorgeous and blooming and just spreading its wings. It's growing beautifully, strong stem, etc., etc. We have some other um, growing plants here in this bed as well. But look at these bags. These are like this is like what I've been saying. I plant 2 and 3 plants in a bag. This is bok choy and kale, I believe that is. This is also kale, collards, and bok choy and onions. I plant like 2 and 3 plants at a time, and they are all doing really well in this bed. This is area gets sun, but it gets a lot of shade as well. I wanted to create shade in my beds because things are changing with the sun, y'all, and if we don't create shade, in the bed, your plants will scorch. In this, on this side, we also still have collards in here. We have a baby bok choy that went to seed, which I thought was interesting. It went really fast to seed, but the larger bok choy is still doing. And then we have a seeded collard kale down here at the bottom. So there's actually 5 or 6 plants in this bag, but they're all growing beautifully. This is mustards, more mustard greens, just absolutely beautiful bok choy. And I did. This is the first Hugel Couture bed that I built, y'all. I wasn't sure if I was going to plant in this bed this year, but I did. I made a sage bed. So it's sage, chives, and onions, and basil on each end. So there's lots. This is a complete herb bed here. I wanted to have lots and lots of herbs because, well, number one, they will keep, these sage will just keep coming back. So I'm just going to leave it. It's going to be a sage, a space where we have lots of aromatic sage and aromas coming up from this particular bed. So I love it. And it's also here, right here near these bags, which I've, so in essence, what I've done is created a aromatic um, fortress around these particular plants, which is important. So we still have to do the same on the other side, and that's a master plan for making sure that your crops are secure. So let me show you something else down here too. So y'all know this is also a perennial bed here. Everything comes back every year, so I don't have to worry about it. It comes back beautifully and abundantly, and this is an example of what um, creating beds that you don't have to create pollination for. You should create pollinator spaces everywhere in your garden. But I always plant a bed of marigolds in this particular spot, and I love it because now they're coming up. And what I do is I take my marigolds from here and plant them in different spots. And that's something that we've been doing this the second year, and I'm enjoying that as well. So let's go over here's some well over here. There's a few more collards. This one is not looking so good. Not sure what's happening, but this is a really big collard. I don't know why she's looking so limp today. Let me see. She must be dry to the bone. No, yep, she's dry. She needs some water. But we have also, there's a water restriction going on, not here, but in Raleigh. So I'm cautioning about using too much water. But baby, they are getting their water. So these have gone to seed, but we're going to be pulling a lot of these bags because we want to prepare them for summer crop. This is my oregano bed, which is absolutely abundant and beautiful under this beautiful pear tree because I have lots of trees here this year. So this bed has, the bed here has all blueberries in the back, and this one has a pear tree and oregano. I'm planting a lot of cover crops around at the base of my trees to give them the nitrogen by using, what is the cover crop I'm using? A clove, crimson clove and white clove. Um, this is dahlia that I put in. They're looking good. One of them is dying off, but this is really a very shaded area. So shaded, it gets sun and shade, part sun, part shade. So it just certain times of the day, but this one has a canopy over it because of the pine tree. So, but let's back it up in here um, to this raspberry, another raspberry, and it is blooming prolifically, and it is mixed in with a grape actually, and we are going to be building a. Did I break that? We're going to be building a little fence right here with this T-post so that we can put these grapes up on the vine because they are all mingled in here with this raspberry, and I can't move either one of them because both of them are in the ground. They're just coexisting together. I don't know what that's gonna look like later on, but it's fine. We'll figure it out. We'll let it. Okay, for some, I've had a call come in, so I think it froze. This is the arbor, we built up, and y'all look at these grapes. They are OMG. This was so perfect to do because they really needed a place to grow. I just had that feeling that the way they grew last year, that they were definitely going to come back 10 times this year. So they are in fact doing that. So they are doing very, very well on this arbor. I'm probably going to be adding some more line in between, two more lines, just so they have a place to continue to grow as they just, we have to make sure it's functional. We can walk through here now, so I'm able to walk through. But one thing about a raspberry is very prickly. So I don't know how long I'll be able to. I might have to take it out of the ground and move it somewhere else because it's very prickly. And my point for making this little area and doing this archway was so that I could get through here. And the raspberry always seems to make that really, really hard. So we're going to, I'm thinking that the goal is probably going to be to move it, but we'll see. So let's go in here and check out this is our kiwi berry. I don't know, this is our second year with the kiwi berry. Don't know if we'll get any fruit this year, but she's absolutely gorgeous. We gave all of these berries some food yesterday, so that they could continue to thrive in this area. This is a baby kiwi berry here. This is our blackberry of, she was our first blackberry, and she is now 4 years, 3.5, 4 years, 4 years old, maybe 4 years old this year. And she is bountiful. We can get in here now. I don't know what kind of bug that is. Y'all see that? What is that? Anybody know what kind of bug that is? It looks safe, but I've never seen it before. Anyway, let's get through here. Oh, it then flew off. So this is in a pot, so the good thing is I can move it aside. But I made this area, I built it out so that I could get in here because it was really a lot of growing weeds. And so what I did this year was I put down cardboard and put some mulch, not mulch, but wood chips on top of it, so that I can get through here and it could be more friendly to me. I did give this baby some fertilizer yesterday as well, and as you can see, the blackberries are coming in. We have blackberries everywhere on the property this year, so that's exciting. The banana is over 6 feet tall. I know the last time I talked to y'all, my banana was down to the ground, but she's grown past the fence line now, so she's doing her thing. Super excited. I did a lot of different things this year. I just want to show y'all. Functionality, again, was a number one goal for me. Being able to get in these paths, being able to work, being able to harvest without, fighting weeds and stepping on things. And so that's why putting in or redesigning the functionality of my garden was so critical. And I worked on this all winter and spring. And in here all winter, we have a lot of some new berries in here too. And as you can see, y'all look, the berries are starting to come in. I don't know if y'all can see that, but this is going to be a very lucrative year or abundant year of harvest. So back here, we have put up a semi a structure. I'm using some little gates that I used this winter to keep my plants safe, and I'm using them for these long vines of blackberries, so that they can be off the ground. And I don't know where that's going to lead to, but we have to do something because some of these vines are so long that they need to be off the ground. Number one, I don't like the food on the ground. And two, they're just too long, you know. So I'm not too long. They just need to be they need to be led and guided. Back here is all of our figs, but we are putting in more figs on the property as well, because we want a lot of fruit. Fruit is water as well, so that's really important to me because we know that water is a particular concern for our community with everything that is going on. So we must create space for fruit because if there comes a time when you know your fruit your water is a problem, then fruit can provide you with water. It's number. It is so important that we think ahead of what is happening in our world so that we can thrive appropriately. So put in a few more plants in this area. We do have some that are coming up now, gladiolus and tulips, but putting more in pots so that they can, just the pots can live here. The goal this year is to have no empty pots, no empty pots. So the apple, crab apple, is doing beautifully. It has a companion here now, and so and it's fully loaded with fruit. So we're going to be putting her in the ground in the next couple of days. I just feel like everything does better in the ground, especially when you're trying to grow trees like this. So we're going to be putting her in the ground right here. Again, for functionality, this is an area that I literally just looked at, designed, and said, I don't want to pull weeds. I don't want to pull weeds, and what can I do? So I laid cloth, breathable cloth for the weeds, but I can cut through them. I cut through them and plant accordingly, just like I planted these camomiles. They needed to be in the ground because they grow back every single year. They love a nice sunny part sun, part shade, and they are coming back nicely. So I just went ahead and put them in the ground. Right here, they will come back over and over and over and over and over again. So we're just going to leave them right there. We know that chamomile will live there underneath these crabapple trees. This is another Hugel Couture bed. I'm going to be putting squash here so that it can just in a pot. And I'm going to lean it into this cage just like that and let the squash grow over this mound because this mound is not yet prepared it's not broken down enough to plant inside of it because it has to break down. But the reason why, I want you to know why I did this mound. I did this mound because this has been a trouble area of mine right here because there's this hedge. This hedge grows wild, and I just wanted to tame it a little bit because the area underneath this mound had, I had cut it all down, then it was coming all back, and I said, well, this year we're going to make it more user friendly. And so I put in the logs and the layer system and the lasagna system and lemongrass and all kinds of things. Put down cardboard around it so the weeds could stop coming up. So this will be the only hedge that comes out of this. And so great to have it. I don't want it to completely go, but I want to be able to maximize the use of this space. So that's what we're planning on doing there. And we're going to be putting in this apple tree, this crab apple in the ground. She's been here since the beginning of since the fall, and so we're going to figure out how close we're going to put her, um, because these are just going to continue to get bigger and bigger because it's about 6 or 7 of these fig trees here, so they're going to get larger and larger and larger over the years. So what I don't want to do is interfere with their progress because they are doing what they do. All right, so over here in this area in the orchard, we have blackberries. Now we do have to see we have four blackberries, and as you can see, blackberries get very very large. The goal is to create a permaculture. So I already know that they get large, all right? So I'm okay with that. The goal is create a permaculture, create a space where things can grow underneath each other, grow with each other, all the things. Because even underneath a blackberry, you can plant things. So you might want to have some cucumber. I don't know. Something can grow underneath that blackberry. That you put herbs under it. There are herbs that love the shade. You can put ginger, you can put turmeric, you can put things under their pots of things that grow well. And those things also will keep, there are things that you can grow under these plants that will keep pests away. So now we see these were babies when I put them in, but I can tell you that they're going to be huge because we can look at the stalk of this blackberry that's coming out the ground right now. She's already showing her shape. She's four, I want to say three, a yard, three. She's already a yardstick tall, okay? And this is her first year. So we're going to be moving these because we're going to be making a couple more beds in the coming weeks, utilizing this to, I got to finish out my apiary. So working on that, but I did not give these fertilizer yesterday, but we can see there's already berries coming in. But I'm going to go ahead and fertilize them anyway because they have not been fertilized. But they are doing well. There's four of them over here. In these pot, this is a honeysuckle. I'm probably going to be moving over to the perennial bed because she's going to get very, very viney. And I have a trellis over there that's growing jasmine. So I think we're going to put the honeysuckle with her as well. But this area has trees. There's two a pear, and it also has a cherry. The cherry has not come in yet. It's the last to come in, and we have not seen any green foliage on these yet. Um, I don't know why, but they're the last ones that's here with no foliage. So we'll have more trees. The cherry trees have not come in yet. They will be coming in soon. I put these particular pots here because these are ranunculus in these pots. I haven't seen them come up yet, but just in case they don't come up, I've already threw some seeds in there for some other plants, for some other flowers. They're going to grow together because I believe, growing things together, right? Because what we're creating is a permaculture, a place where things come back, a place when the spring and the summer wake up, everything wakes up in the garden. I don't have to buy it again. The perennials, the flowers that I'm putting in are perennials. I don't have to buy them again. That is the goal. Buy it one time. That's it. Just buy it one time. And they just keep growing. I'm a perennial girl, and I don't like to have to keep buying things over and over again. I made major investments in my garden this year, and I don't want to whatever I buy is going to be because I have to buy it again, like vegetables. But even vegetables, I can grow those from seed. I have plenty of seeds. I grow my own seeds. This here is my newest bed. I have planted out my tomatoes. I put onions on the side. I also put basil on the side. There's also marigold seeds on the side. So all of this will be protected by layers and layers of plants. If you want a thriving garden, that is what you have to do. You have to plant things together and you have to plant protective barriers for your plants as well. So there's tons of basil in this bed, and these are basil, tomatoes, onions, and marigolds. And in the middle down here is sunflowers. They have not come up yet. I planted them from seed, so they should be starting to pop up in a few days. They are the mammoth sunflowers, so they will get really, really tall and serve as a detractor for pests. So we love that. And here's another blackberry on this side as well. Let us step over into this area. This is a blueberry patch right here. All along here is blueberry, and we did fertilize these all yesterday, and so they are looking good, and they are full of berries. They are full of berries. This one is ground, leaning on the ground, but I'm probably gonna put a. I think I'm gonna put some um, tomato cages around them so they can stand up. They'll have a place to lean and get away from the ground and the pests. So I think that's something that I definitely need to do. This area again was covered with cardboard so that I could avoid weeds popping up. I put in a lot of maintenance into the garden this year. So back here growing up are Hugel couture beds and layers, and that daggone for some reason that poison ivy just keeps coming back, and so I don't know what I'm gonna have to do to keep it from coming back, but it just keeps coming back, and it's the only thing back there right now. I've cleaned out that area completely, but that poison ivy just, oh, it just keeps growing. We're gonna be using this trellis as a trellis right here. Don't know where I'm gonna put it, but just like I have this one in the center, is also a tent and a trellis, and we'll be talking a little bit more about that. This here is more blueberries. Again, I'm going to be putting a fence, some little gates, some little just protective areas around them. Um, Something where I can actually get to the berries and also, I know my shadow is showing up there, isn't it? But if you can see that, you can see all of it. There's so many berries are coming in. All of my blueberries are doing exceedingly well. This one, look at it. Can y'all see them? Yeah. So, but we're gonna step back here before we move any further because um, the mulberries have grown too. They are now maybe 2.5 feet tall, and I don't see any berries on. Oh wait, yeah, I see the flowers. I see flowers. But there's four of these here. We did not give these any fertilizer yesterday, but what I have done is I've put down crimson clover because the clover will give them nitrogen to the soil that they're living in, and that was important to me. So that's what we're doing back here. The plum trees are doing well. We got three plums back here. This is my bee apiary that I'm working on, and the Hugel couture beds that we talked about earlier. I'm building these because these are future beds that will retain the water that we need. This space is a runoff. Everything that runs up here runs down here. So this area gets a lot of moisture, and I'm thinking that this is why it's so rich down here. The soil is so rich. So these um, logs and things will get a lot of water and start to break down, and that is the reason why they're back here and the reason why I built them the way I built them. This is another area that I have a pecan. I'm not sure if this pecan tree is alive because it hasn't given me any leaves. I know that my plums are alive because my cherries because they're green. So I scratched this one though, and I'm not getting anything green coming from it, but I did put in some crimson clover, but I'm not getting anything green coming from this branch. And so I'm thinking that this is a dead pecan that I purchased and it ain't alive. Wait. Maybe there's something. I don't know. Um, I'm not seeing anything. But anyway, we're gonna give it a couple more and see what happens. And if it doesn't, we're gonna pull it out and put something else there because this is getting the area is getting a lot of nitrogen from the crimson clover. These beds have been planted out back here, have been turned over and flipped, and and I've put basil on all four corners to start growing up. I have not decided what I'm going to put back here, but I am definitely thinking it's going to be roselle because I have to have a place to grow my hibiscus. My hibiscus is important for my health. This is an apple tree. She's doing absolutely well. We had some blossoms on her, but I don't see the blossoms anymore. I don't see the results of the blossoms. They did see this little brown spot here though, and I'm not liking very much. You have to watch your trees and make sure you see whether they're being affected by pests, and then what next? What do you have to do to um, to keep them safe? All of these trees absolutely need maintenance, but that's the orchard, y'all. It's awake. Orchard's on an absolute U now, so it's on a U. This whole entire thing is an orchard barrier. So the orchard surrounds the food garden. Now, this is my asparagus bed. It's the ferns are coming up. We only got a few. I only got a few asparagus so far. So I'm not sure what this is down here. But I'm thinking it is. It's looking very much to me like chamomile. So I'm not sure, but it could just be asparagus fern. I'm not sure, but it looks very much like chamomile. But this bed over here to the left is we did plant this one out. This is okra, okra, onions. There's also basil, and there's also marigolds along these borders. They are seeded. I put in seeds because I grew had a lot of seeds from last year. And this area is corn. I've covered it up so that the birds or squirrels don't come dig it up before it gets a chance to root. So this is corn here in this area. All right. So before we go back up through the U size of the orchard, my um, lavender is about to start blooming, so I'm really excited about that. This is a dark green leafy vegetable bed. There is Georgia collards in here and red cabbage. My garden seems to like red cabbage, so that's what we're going to grow. This one's already starting to form a head on it, so I'm loving that. So these are red cabbage. Red cabbage grows really well and gets less pest pressure in our area. So I'm learning to grow native things that do well in our area versus combating the noise of plants that give me pest pressure. Our citrus is doing well. It's all coming back. Lemons and limes and lemons. And so we're probably going to be adding a few more citrus trees. Citrus has been a very uh, has done well in my garden, so we're probably going to be adding a lot more of those. These are just some more plants, herbs, and flowers. The lilies have not come up yet, but when they come up, they're going to be so beautiful. This is the fire pit, so I decided instead of leaving it plain, we can't burn right now. We got a burn ordinance, so we might as well dress it up and make it friendly. Over here in this bed, before we go over to back up the side, we put in these. This is our stevia that's coming back. So excited! It's coming back. The stevia, and we have planted in some perennial salvia. Salvia blooms here to give this area some beauty and some pollination. Um, pollination for our pollen for our pollinators for our bees. In this bed, we've got peppers, uh, we've got basil, we've got onions, we've got another variety of tomatoes, which is our grape tomatoes. So these are grape tomatoes over here. Those are better boys over there in that area. So we do have several varieties that we are planting out. This is blueberry. Finally got some leaves. Finally doing something. Maybe it's because all the other blueberries are here. It recognizes that there's some companions. This is our One of our peach trees that's doing well. We've also added some crimson clover to the bottom of it. It has not come in yet. We're going to scratch it in so we can make sure that it's growing. Trying to make it so we don't have a runoff and that these trees are going to maintain the moisture that they need. We're going to be putting down some wood chips around them to make a fortress around them to hold the water. So that's coming. Yeah, but we got a lot of peaches on these trees as well. So super excited about keeping them safe from pest pressure. We got started kind of early this year, so things are coming around really, really well, and I'm super excited about that. I'm still looking for the apples that were up here because we had some apples on a couple of these trees, and I can't seem to find them. I know we had some apples on these trees. Some fruit. We had some fruit up here. I don't see it. Maybe the birds didn't got to it because they sure been loving these trees. We still have not planted our potatoes in here yet because I'm still mixing this soil. I added that other sandy soil in there. So it's about ready. Still breaking it down. So either today or tomorrow we'll get that in. Um, this is our Georgia peach. Um, she is doing marvelous here. We put them all the peaches in the ground. These are we planted. There's more blackberries. I told you there's so many blackberries along the perimeter. And what will happen is we will be green next year. We will have lots and lots of greenery all around these pathways and this garden. So that is the goal that I had in mind, to make it a very dense garden. This is our peony. Finally made it to the ground. Didn't want to take out another one this year. But isn't she pretty? Peony tree. She's in the ground. Haven't decided what's going to go in this bed yet, but I have put in the barriers, the onions, the basil, and the marigolds are seeds. So all of my marigolds are seeds. So when they come up, y'all will know. I didn't want to buy another plant. So I had all those seeds. So I put the seeds in so they can come up. We're going to probably maybe start getting some rain. Maybe we will because it's been such a drought this April. So we haven't had a lot of rain. But the berries are, like I said, are abundant. They're coming in. And we're excited about that. And all of these, again, the bags are these. Some of these bags are about to be amended because we're about to pull out these collards. This is my pea bed, and y'all, these peas are so good. When I tell you they are so sweet, mm, 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 mm. So so good to be able to walk around your garden and grab some food. Mm, 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 mm. So good. I have never been successful with sweet peas, but baby, I got them this year, and they are good. So this is working its way back because these were replanted. I took them out so I could replant this bed. Yesterday we gave them some fertilizer, and they're gonna be just fine. We'll see how they do. Okay, but we do know we don't know what we're gonna put in here yet. We don't know yet. This is our comfrey, and she started getting blooms, but she looked like she might need some fertilizer, or she might be getting some drought. She might be feeling some drought. Might need to put some more Might need to put some topsoil on top of her and some. I did put some compost on her, but she looks like she might need some wood chips to hold the moisture around her so she can continue to grow. But she came back from these. She was grown from seed. They come back every year, so she's doing well. The rose garden is absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. This is another apple. I did want to share with y'all though, but I put a banana here last year and I swore it wasn't gonna come back. And y'all, daggone if that banana ain't coming back. That's gonna be problematic because this is an apple tree right next to it. So we'll probably have to dig it up and put it somewhere. But this is another peach tree here with lots of peaches growing on it. These are the peach trees that we saved. This is our beauty berry. She's growing back. So proud of her. She took a hit last year, but the one thing I know about when I plant stuff, it's gonna come back. So yesterday we talked, or yesterday I did a post in the community talking about my perennial garden. Wasn't satisfied with it at all, so I snatched it up. I took all of the plants out and redid this bed because there were several things that were important. There were too many of these small plants in the back. These should always be border plants. These grasses should always be border grasses. So what I thought would be best to put back there would be azaleas. So I've put in some azaleas. They will get 4 feet tall at least, and sometimes 4 feet wide. So if that is the case, then they need to be in the back. They are perennial. They will come back every year. So just go ahead and put those in the back so that they can stretch out and cover some of the ground. We had two dwarf peaches, and they were in pots, and they weren't doing well in the pots. So I said, well, we're gonna put them in the perennial bed. So they're right next to these. What are these called? Um, Crepe myrtles. Crepe myrtles will get 8 feet tall. These dwarfs will stay this size. So that was a good thought. I said they're taller than them right now, but crepe myrtles will get every bit 8 to 10 feet tall. This is their third year here on the property. They started as just a little tiny thread, but now they are doing well. They're in the ground. So we took everything up except the crepe myrtles and these dianthus. So we left that mound there, and we're going to be building up this mound to put more flowers in. So it's just going to be a big mound of flowers that come back every year. So we did take out, like I said, we took all of these out from the back and we put them in the front so that we have lots of green grassy things growing up on the borders. They don't belong in the back, they belong in the front. We did put in I had a bunch of jasmine. These travel and they grow and they grow and they grow and they grow. They could cover your windows. They could cover this wall. They can do a lot of things. So we left we put those back there with the azaleas because the azalea is going to get wide. But this jasmine can also grow on top of, around, and on top of azaleas. So I've seen that before. I've seen how. But my goal is to grow these jasmine onto the wall, like grow them leaning towards the wall so that they can have plenty of growing space and be able to attach themselves to the wall because they actually can. Down here we put in some more, put in some lilies, some tulips, some phlox, gonna try to remember all the names of these things because I want to put down so when we do our tours, I'll know what these things are. But these all came back from last year, the dianthus, so we didn't bother with this middle section. I did put in, as you can see, I put in a blackberry. I put in two blackberries. Again, like I said, I want berries, and it's right up underneath this peach. So we are also growing fruit that's accessible. You know, that was important. Even though we have the green azaleas growing in the back, we also are utilizing the ground to have accessible fruit. So we have the peach, we have the uh, blackberry there as well. It will probably outgrow a lot of things. We'll just grow it towards the back with the little. We just grow that towards the back, but it's all. I wanted to leave that area back there walkable because you'll have to cut these hedges. You'll have to trim the hedges. So I needed to think about how will I get to the hedges to trim them. At least the top of them, so that they look good. So I had to think about that. How do you get there to trim the hedges? Over here is all evergreen, come back every single year. I do need some. There's also blackberry over here. One, two, three blackberries. Blackberries are everywhere. It is my go-to berry. It is my go-to fruit. So it's some for me, some for the birds, some for some for everybody. Here is all green. This is jasmine, all green, evergreen. Come back every single year. Blackberries come back every single year. Lavender every year. So that's the goal every year. Does it come back every year? Then it has a place here. Because we don't want to keep doing is spending. All right. So as you're thinking about your gardens, you want to be thinking about, does it come back every year? Do I have a place where I can put it that it comes back every year? Because every year is the goal. Okay, we have to stop spending our money. So that is a goal of mine, to create what's possible and by spending less over time. Okay, this is another crepe myrtle. Like I said, these will get 8 to 10 feet tall. They are babies, and this is their now its companion. Beautiful because they're the same color, and that's what I like most about it. They are consistent in color, so it's a consistent flow of color coming down here. And this is a blackberry that's going to grow up and fill in this area a lot. It's going to come forward with berries all along this area. Will come forth with berries, so bearing fruit. I love that. So that's what we're going to be doing here, and that's what was my decision about this, was to redo this because it wasn't, to me, functional enough. um, I did put cloth under this area because this is where my hose is, and there was flour. There was just a lot of stuff going on here. But my HVAC system, is unpretty as it is, it's the HVAC, and it has to be accessible by for technicians, for reservice, for maintenance, and all those things. But what you can use this area for is potted plants, which leads me to this area right here, which I've also redone on the other side. Just like I put this fig tree here, you can use these non ground places where you cannot plant in the ground, where you may have that are seemingly eyesores in the garden. You can put trees around them, trees that can grow. A fig is the least needy plant. It is a plant that gives you a lot of fruit, but it also does is drought friendly, and it doesn't need a lot of maintenance. So that is a good tree to have in your garden. So we did pull up everything that was here as well, and we're going to be putting in trees to fill in this area that are in pots, so that we have the density. We will use up all of our space. So this area now is completely not is it completely full? If I find another spot, probably not. I love to crowd things in As you can see, there's even cabbage in this bed. There's oregano in this bed. There's olives in this bed. There's parsley in this bed. There's plenty and plenty and plenty of snapdragons because I did not want my snapdragons to die. So I put them all in the ground. I had gotten them on sale. And I was like, where am I going to put all these snapdragons? They like shade. They don't like direct sun. They don't like the heat. So I had to put them where they could stay cool. So I think we've got something going on with this small little area. And over here we will put trees in this area just to build it up and to hide this unit. And we will do the same on the other side. This I had to this these are my calla lilies. They come back every year and they just bust the ground open. You can't do any once you plant them, make room for them because they just gonna grow everywhere. And I mean everywhere. As you can see, they're coming back. But we also, like I said, we have red cabbage all along here. You can always put in pots. Just don't forget that you can always put in pots like this. These were $3. This is a border now. $3. These are lilies. They come back. They came back. They are lilies. They're going to bloom soon and they're going to be beautiful. And when they stop blooming, I've put in some seeds, some flower seeds that'll just keep coming back. Just be ahead of the game. But this is another one. You can buy lots of these, fill them with soil and have lots of flowers. There's always good use. These are our broccoli, some more herbs, some broccoli. I cut back some plants that I thought I cut these back because they were dying, but my goal is that they're going to probably come back. You can always cut something back and it will, don't be afraid to cut stuff back. These are broccoli up here that we were growing for the spring, and we are already getting heads on these. As you can see, there's heads growing down in there. That one, let's see, do we have any up here? Not yet. And like I said, I usually put 2, 3 of them together. Let's see, do we have it? Yep, one right here. My husband, he loves my broccoli, so I said, let me plant some more for him. Because that's a winter vegetable, so but you can get it in the spring, you can get it in the fall. You just have to know when to plant it. I don't think I'm too late. I think I'm gonna get a couple of them, so we'll see. We are back at the mobile garden, and let's just take you over here because we didn't talk about this area at all. This is again blackberries. They are already 4.5 feet tall up to my chest. So these were planted in the fall, this past fall. So I love whatever's, I know that blackberries will yield, so I bought plenty of them. $13. And I just packed them in everywhere. Because they're going to grow and grow and grow and keep growing and growing and growing. This is going to be a pollinator bed. It is full of wildflowers. We're just waiting for them to come in. And I see them starting to emerge. Let's give it some water, some time. I'm going to put some Thai basil in there, but I want the seeds to surface first before I start digging up everything because I just put all them seeds in there. This is my cucumber and my tomatoes. These are Better Boys in the bags. So while we have things in the beds, we've also planted things in bags. So in these bags is also basil. So here's the thing. This tomato gets finished. This basil is in here. And as the season goes on, the tomato will come out and I will put a little vegetable in there, a little green vegetable. The goal is keep it going. These are all all green tomatoes. No, all Better Boys. And this is our first tomato right here. First tomato of the spring coming in. These are peppers. coming in. We've also planted these with onions, um, so that for pest control. So we planted onions everywhere in our bags. We planted peppers. These are peppers and onions. Hey, babe. And we also have some cucumbers coming in that are starting. We're going to trellis these up this tent. We're going to have a trellis. This is going to be our trellis. That's going to be the infrastructure. And yes, we have it. It is bolted down to the ground, um, so that the wind can't take it away. And if we need to give these plants shade at any point, we can just put the tent up. Put the put up the covering so as to give it some shade so that things don't dry out and get scorched out here. I had to really think about that as part of my plan. This is another. Oh, this is the tallest she has grown ever. And I'm telling you, she is really beautiful this year. She didn't bear any fruit, but she's concentrating on her strength in her stem, um, and she's looking good. She probably won't get any pest pressure this year. She'll probably just keep growing. She didn't get any flowers this year, and that's okay because we have a lot of peach trees. But again, I'm creating a space where there's also shade because um, climate is changing, and with the climate changing, um, it's going to affect people's ability to grow successfully. This is another bed, and look at this. These snapdragons are performing. They are in all different colors. I love that. They are performing. We still have some pansies in this bed. I did put in some hostas, so hostas is growing along here as well. I put in lots of things, like I said, that comes back and can create beauty in the garden. These plants, like I said, are going to be coming out, these collards, but these mustards will take over. So they have mustards in the bags already, and they will take over. I will give them a little bit more time, and we're going to pull them up. And over here, y'all, we didn't talk about we got a couple kiwi berries we're going to be putting in as well. We didn't talk about oh, look at this, y'all. Ooh, green stalks. So my green stalks, y'all, are doing so good. But I noticed that my lettuce in one of them just wasn't performing like I needed it to, or I wasn't getting them out when I should. But this is about to overproduce. I'm looking at all of these strawberries. This is really ready to produce some strawberries. So I see so many strawberries here. But that's my strawberry tower right there. Um, this is another plant that came back. This is just a beautiful garden bed I made out of a pot, ivy, and it's going to have beautiful blooms on it. This is strawberries I grew in Dollar Tree pots, and it's going to come back. Oh, that needs to come out. Berries, they don't like to be too wet, so you have to put straw in there. They do not like to be wet. Um, so we'll give that to the chickens. But there's a lot of growth in there, and it's already starting to produce runners, as you can see. It's about to run on. And look at all those strawberries coming in up there. Lots and lots of strawberries. So super excited about that. And lots of strawberries here. I need to come cut these strawberries. They little, but baby, we got strawberries. Here, we're going to be putting in our vining tomatoes instead. We're going to reorganize. I'm going to take this down and reorganize it, amend the soil in this a little bit, and reorganize it. These three towers don't need to do anything because they're all herbs, sage, dill, and chives. But I'm going to rearrange it because I'm going to be putting in some vining tomatoes, cherries. That's little tomatoes, little babies. And I'm gonna put the three pots. I'm gonna separate 'em so I can put these herbs, a vining tomato, an herb vining tomato, and an herb vining tomato. Or start vining tomato here and put this one on the bottom because this is mustard. So we'll probably just change the order. But I took this one down because I needed to move it and did not have it wasn't on rolling wheels. But then I left it down here and I looked at these vegetables and I'm like, my God, they are booming because I took it down and they're spreading out more because I took it down. So I'm not sure if they were, just small because of you know, the tower or I don't know. But I took it down and I see my cabbage, my celery, my some dill and some chives. But look at this. These lettuce. These are always going to do well. This is my chard and my bok choy. So that is everything that we are doing. That's everything in the garden so far. I have done a lot of work over the last couple of weeks. It's been intensive, and today I have only a couple of things to do today because I'm not allowed to go look at anything until I finish it. So I'm going to get these, but I do need a couple. I got a couple pots. Don't say you need a couple pots because then she's going to find a reason to go to the store. I'm going to put these kiwi berries in some pots, these raspberries in some pots, this last blackberry into a pot, and my patio kumquat, patio calamadin, my patio banana, they all need to go in pots. So that is what we will be doing and making a plan for the lemongrass. The lemongrass needs to go in. I have one more area that I actually need to be working on, and it's a shaded area, but I'm not going to worry about it right now. Um, and my flower pots, but it's just stuff that you will always have work to do. So that's our tour for today, y'all. It has been wonderful being with you all here in this space. I'm gonna go have my breakfast real quick or my lunch because I said I was coming out here to do a quick tour, but that didn't happen. The sun is coming out. It's still beautiful out here. I'm not planning to work too. Oh, what's wrong with my apple? Oh no. Oh no. What's going on, baby? She kind of limp. What's going on? She might need some sun. She might have too much water. These are the apples I grew from seed. These are doing fine, but she kind of she kind of struggling. She might need some sun. But I took her out of the sun because I felt like she was getting burned. I think maybe they all need some fertilizer. They haven't had any fertilizer. I don't know. Y'all let me know whether they need fertilizer or maybe they need bigger pots. I'm not sure. But I don't want to do anything that's going to kill them. But because they're apple trees, I definitely think they need bigger pots. Maybe grow into a bigger pot. We need to up them to a new pot maybe. and give them some fertilizer and see what happens. But that's what we got today, y'all. There's a lot going on here in the garden, and since last week, since last week, do what you gotta do. My chickens are doing fine, producing eggs, and I'm pleased. I believe my father is too, because I'm creating this space for, ooh, so much going on in the world, and we have to create a space of peace and love. Yep. Anyway, I'm Dr. Eve. To anyone who is new here, I'm Dr. Eve. Here on my channel, we talk about all things living well. Living well is truly a lifestyle that we have to cultivate. And so it's always exciting to come and share with you all what's happening from the soil up. And for now, don't let you go and have a most beautiful day, and don't you let anybody get in the way on your journey to becoming who God has called you to become in this season. In this season, our seasons change, and sometimes we pivot, and God has a different plan. Make sure your ears are open, you're quick to hear and slow to speak, so that you can position yourself to be able to hear what the Father is saying to you in this season. Go and have an amazing day, and until next time.